عسلامة everyone. مرحبا بكم في networking event هذا. It is going to be a virtual gathering for Twinsa in healthcare. Really excited to get to know you all. وهذا really an opportunity for me to get to know you. وانتم الزيادة you get to know each other and highlight the work that you're doing right now, any struggles, anything you'd like to share as far as like your journey for career in healthcare, or even if we have students joining us today, I would love to get to know them. We'll see how we can support them if they have any questions, if they'd like to ask any of our guests. عسلامة ومرحبا بكم. Feel comfortable to speak بينا لغة تحكي ونحن ما شاء الله we speak عربي anglais français, so this is هذايا space inclusive. You are all welcome to express yourself وتعرفوا introduce yourself to the group. We'll get to know each other, like I said. Okay, I'm gonna start by random lists. ما فيها حتى prioritization. وام مرحبا بيك. لو كان you get started عرفنا بروحك take the mic.
اي عايشك يسرى، مرحبا بكم الناس الكل. باش نتكلم كما قلت ميكس عربي وشوية أنجلي أكثر عربي. أنا اسمي وئام الأسود. نخدم في ال NIH في ال NCI, specifically the National Cancer Institute. I work as a scientist. My background is cancer biology. I had my PhD done through collaboration between the University of Sciences في بنزرت and the University of Pennsylvania في Philadelphia. I got my PhD in 2012. توا نخدم في ال NIH as a scientist, research scientist, and leading effort at the Time Lab. The Time Lab is the tumor immune microenvironment. So what we do exactly is we study in clinical samples of patients that have metastatic diseases who are going through clinical trials, new drugs, and look at the tumor immune microenvironment in their tumors. So we look at different cells that are present, different proteins that are expressed before and after treatments, and if they respond to the treatment, why do they respond? Okay, that mainly what I do right now. وتوا أنا situated في Frederick in Maryland. شنو آخر يسرى؟
This is great. Oh, this is great. So you're more of the DC, Maryland area?
Yes, DMV area, yes.
And I personally would like to Mania, spend the hours with you, get to know the research and where things are as far as cancer research, and
yes,
because I feel like more and more people are affected. So I don't have specifically any question right now, but maybe like if there is one, I would say, is there any big discoveries or recent discovery? And we're not going to talk about حاجة you're working on and you're trying to announce soon. But as far as like the cancer research, where things are there any advancement? Are there any like type of cancers are treated more than others? ولا وين الstruggle توا في الريسيرش نتاع الكانسر؟ I think you're on mute.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Okay. Yes, now I'm unmuted. Yes, the struggle in treating cancer is the heterogeneity from a sample to another, from patient to another. So cancers are different types, like breast cancer, prostate cancer, bladder cancer, etc. And they have subtypes. Even if you have two patients with the same subtype of cancer, you will see different features in their tumors, different cells present on the tumors, like immune cells, or if there is, for example, vessels forming in those tumors, etc. There is lots of factors involved. So the difficulty is treating really those patients, because every patient is a case. Every patient, even if they have the same tumor, subtype of tumor, is a different tumor, in fact. So what the struggle is to treat all these patients with the same drug. That's not doable. That's why you will see, for example, in melanoma cancer, you will have, for a specific drug, you will have 30% of patients responding and others don't respond. And that's what we call the personalized medicine. So every patient is a case, every patient needs a certain drug to treat his cancer. And so what we're doing is to look at the criteria, what's going on in that tumor before we give the drug to that patient. So we look at, for example, expressions of proteins, the drivers of the tumors, mutations, etc. And probably that's the future in cancer, is every patient is different. We have to look at specifically what's going on in that tumor to give the specific drug. So it could be drugs that are given to different tumor types, but these tumors will have different drivers for mutations and for making the cancer grow and metastasize. So breakthrough, yes, there is a breakthrough in cancer, which is the immunotherapies. There is so many immunotherapy drugs that are now under clinical trials. Some of them are approved to treat different patients, especially the melanoma cancer. That's a big breakthrough that happened maybe in 2004, since 2004, and now all pharmaceutical companies are working towards developing drugs that target the immune system. So why the tumor is not attacked by the patient's immune system? That's the big question. And now what they are doing, pharmaceutical companies are developing drugs that manipulate the tumor in a way they will be attacked by the immune system, by the patient's immune system. And that's how the tumor will be eliminated.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Riem.
Of course.
I have Ahmed raising your hand. Do you have any question? And also on.
Hey, thanks, Wiam, and welcome to our project. I had a question for you. Great to see all this great work that you're doing, actually. What are your, I guess, expectations in terms of like, I'm not sure if you're already connected to any other Tunisian fellows, like basically your fellows like in the same field. Do you see any type of work that you think you can do together, either with people here, like working in the same field in the US, or even with back home, like basically with like some of the research centers that we have back home? Do you want to expand on that like a little bit, like basically what are your expectations and what are the things that you can do part of this project?
Yes, so I don't know anybody who is in this field for now. I was introduced to, I think, UNS in our previous meeting. We did not really talk after that, but I know someone who is in the data, who is a data scientist who works somehow in this field, but there is no real connection, to tell you the truth. There is no collaborations, there is nothing. So like I said, I was graduated from collaboration through between the University of Bizerte, Sciences in Bizerte, and then the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. So yes, I kept contact with that lab. The PI of that lab, we always communicate, but not, we're not doing any collaboration research. It's mainly like they have papers they want me to, for example, look at the English and then correct and things like that. So I joined the NIH a year ago. And before I was more in biotech companies, so I couldn't really do anything from biotech. It's CROs. It's more like, looking for services and how much money you bring in. But with the NIH, it's a different story. They do research. They want to collaborate with other countries in the world. And I see myself in the future definitely working with Tunisian fellows in Tunisia. Maybe share experiences, maybe bring postdocs to the lab and things like that. But definitely during my PhD, I was going back to Tunis every year to give presentations in conferences back in Tunisia. But for now, to summarize, I have no connections with anybody here in the US to do any type of research. The only lab I'm with is the one in Tunisia, and for now is very slow collaboration.
All right. Ons, thanks, William. I have Ons and also Hannah raising their hands. Ons, go ahead.
Hi, all. Sorry, I'm in the box. Maybe my phone is in chat.
We have trouble hearing you, Ons. There is a background noise.
Yeah, there is a background
It's really difficult for us to hear you. Can you please post in the chat or maybe try a different spot? Okay, Hannah, go ahead while inshallah we get connected to Ons again.
Sure, I think she said she'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
It was great. Thank you for introducing yourself, Liam. I actually just brought up, I just want to bring up a really interesting point or maybe a suggestion, if we can do maybe outreach for universities, because I know when I was studying at Johns Hopkins, I was looking for someone or a mentor or something at the NIH, and I didn't have that connection. I didn't have any resources or anyone that could reach. So I'm sure there are a lot of other students that are within that area that are very close to the NIH that there can be a collaboration with, or maybe an outreach program or something that targets actually students rather than professionals. I don't know if there is something out there like that, because I know at least when I was going through that, I was unable to find any networking in that sense. I had to go through like my professors or the actual hospital in that route rather than in like a collaborative community. So it's not so much like it's a question to me, Liam, but more as an idea, because there are a lot of students that are studying, of course, this field in many different aspects.
Yes, Hannah, thank you for the suggestion. Yes, so I know lots of Tunisian students who came here to study, but all of them are almost in IT. I don't know anybody in this field, in the science field.
Well,
but I'd be happy to know that.
Bioinformatics, so it was also informatics, but with an emphasis in biology. So that could be.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Just
thanks, Hannah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liam. Thanks, Hannah. Ons, are you back? Wanna try again?
Sorry, I'm still in the box. I'm waiting to get back to the box. Just 2 minutes.
Maybe let's use the chat for now, and I'll ping me when you have a better connection. Thanks a lot, Liam, and as Hannah said, we need more collaboration. We need more access to الاكسبرتيز وخاصة العباد اللي من الكوميونتي متاعنا que ce soit students من تونس لهنا وإلى even students في تونس are trying to get more value and have access to the information. I'm gonna have Adam, you wanna go ahead?
Yeah, sure.
تفضل عسلامة.
صباح الخير الناس الكل. الجماعة الويست كوست ايست كوست good afternoon. اسمي آدم. جيت هوني 5 سنين التالي في 2017 و I'm finishing up my undergraduate degree this year in biology وإن شاء الله العام الجاي ندخل med school ونكمل معناها to be a physician here in the US.
That's great. Where are you located, Adam, and where are you studying though?
أنا توا في نيويورك في بروكلين. Yeah, studying biology.
مرحبا. This is great. We have Sanda also in New
You
York.
have to eat. Yeah, absolutely.
You already we already
No, really.
connection. So Adam, you as far as like الباركور متاعك, did you have any background قريت في تونس وإلا جيت لهنا direct وإلا what was behind your choice?
عديت الباك في تونس وطلعت عديت جاب يير هوني في امريكا في نيويورك، وفي الجاب يير هذيك بعثت ابلكيشنز للكولجز، توا قاعد نقرا في الكيوني سيستم، وكاو معناها ما كنتش معامل باش نجي الحقيقه، صارت اخر دقيقه لعب gap year. I tried to manage to like finish up everything during that time.
Great. I have Yassine.
Yes.
Raise your hand. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm Yassine. I'm already a physician or surgeon from Tunisia and looking to get my path in the United States. There is a lot of Tunisian already physician here, and who can help you a lot, at least with advices. There is معنا توا في meeting فرح مزبوط, which is actually a physician in Colorado. She's like me, she's working to get into residency in Tunisia. We have a lot of other Tunisian physicians that can help you, at least with advice, because to get into med school and then after that into residency, it's not so hard for someone who is doing his medical school already in the United States. So what you need the most is advice. بالنسبه للقرايه وانت تونسي زايد معناها باش تقرا باش تدخل للميد سكول باش تدخل ريزيدنسي، اما to make your path easier you need more advices.
صحيح. It was a problem in the beginning to find mentoring، يعني سورتو في الجاليه التونسيه ما لقيت حد، ما جوست لقيت عباد هوني.
يس كمل سمحت.
لا go ahead.
No,
he's right. Like
على كلمة
hi Yassine.
Hi, عسلامة هنا تفضل.
Hi. Yeah, exactly. I want to add that mentoring for Tunisian doctor is almost inexisting. يعني حتى اللي قبلنا 10-20 فما دي médecins كلهم they forgot about their time in Tunisia and they moved on. So it's really hard, and connection in this field is very important to get letter of recommendations, get some clinical experience, research. هذا الكل لازم there is a communicate ما بين بعضنا اللي médecins باش نوصلوا.
خاطر هذا حاجات ما مش موجودين في تونس.
It's a totally new system for us.
A
totally new system. And it's really hard for us to get inside the system. خاطر بين الفرنسيس وبين الانجليز there is a big gap. So to say على كلمة mentoring, I found someone, a Tunisian physician who was 2 years younger than me. معناها أنا كي كنت في الميد سكول في تونس كنت أنا أكبر منه. هو في أمريكا و he was at a certain point mentoring me, giving me advice. He was really a good guy. I mean, that's why Tunisian community is so important in the United States. معناها أي واحد جديد to find his path.
I can only agree 100%. I remember I had a friend وقتها في Seattle community. She graduated في تونس وكملت الميد school, but she struggled a lot to باش تفهم معناها what she needs to do in exams to واحد و she's still not in yet, but إن شاء الله I hope she can join today. And really I think الكلنا هكا متفاهمين جماعة التكنولوجي are more هكا connected و they can find their path easier, but healthcare و probably others in the fields ماهيش it's not as easy.
Yusra, just to add, Yusra, sorry, Ahmed, I think this is very, very good point. The purpose of project Hanon is to do exactly what Yassine just mentioned and what Adam was asking for. Connect Tunisians professionals so that somebody like Adam, for example, like basically student, and it's not just him. Like I know my kids, like who are like born and raised here, they need feedback. Like basically they want to go in medical schools. If they have somebody who is in that field who can give them some feedback, for example, it's It's the purpose of this network. That's why نحن البيوت متاع البروجي هو بكله باش العباد تعرف بعضها, like, and offer some volunteering help, like the volunteering that you're going to do, maybe just like Maqal Yassin, it's advice, just like give them some advice about what is the best way to do it. So I think let's make sure that we add as many people as possible, like basically anybody of your connection, add them to the network, and then make this tradition هذه متاع consulting, and then like asking questions in the network, ask the questions, like basically ask for advice. Say, hey, like basically I really need advice, like basically in this area, can you please help me out? The platform, the Hanon Project platform that we have on Mighty Network is there available for you, like so you can use it. And this is exactly the purpose of this, like basically project. So I just wanted to emphasize that this is what we're trying to do in this project, is to try to get like basically the community connected together, like basically and helping each other.
Great, Ahmed. Definitely, that's totally the purpose. يعني الend goal متاعنا to get all of us connected in one space. باللي fields الكل. يعني everyone is welcome. This is inclusive. تنجم تسأل any question. Also, you can at least start the connection there. يعني I know we are all busy. I can only expect everyone في البلاتفورم هذيك to be busy, for all the good reasons, but at least having that space where you can go and look for people for specific fields, it's really, that's the purpose of that platform. And I actually just went ahead and added the link to the platform in case you're not in there yet. I'm gonna have Yassin, I know you talked معناها شوية مع آدم, but can you have عملنا شوية معناها intro هكا official شوية, so we get to know you.
Okay, so اسمي ياسين محجوبي. So I did med school in Tunisia, Faculty of Medicine of Tunis. I did after then a residency, a surgical residency in orthopedic and trauma surgery. After then, I moved to join my family here in the United States. And for the moment, I am working to finish medical school exams to get into residency. But I finished it already, the exams, and I'm trying to go into residency. So the certificate is called ECFMG certificate, which is Education of Foreign Medical Graduate Educational Commission. So getting into residency is really hard for someone who did med school outside the United States. I am for the moment doing some volunteer research in Virginia Tech. It's about exoskeleton in a biomechanical lab. That's it. That's Yassin in resume. I would like to add something to emphasize what Sid Ahmed said moments ago. So I was 2 weeks ago in San Diego in a medical conference with a high-level surgeon, and I was trying to get into connection with a well-known, famous surgeon. He's originally from Korea. He was talking to other American neurosurgeon from Korea, and I was waiting at least 30 minutes to get the opportunity to talk to him. And after that, حسيته من الآخر كم سي حكى معايا كلمتين superficiellement باهي تنشوف. When he was talking to other neurosurgeon, I think 3 guys, one from Texas, one from I think Ohio, and the other one I think from California, something like that. So they were talking about Korea, about food, how American people or other nations are looking to Asian people, how their medical societies are working more than Indian societies. That's why having a Tunisian connection in the United States and social or professional association and scientific society is really helpful for us and for future students, I think.
Totally. Go ahead. شكون يحب؟
عندي سؤال أنا لياسين. أنا مانيش في الدومين، أما ما نعرفش. أنت قلت لي عودت you had to do again the med school في US.
No, I didn't med school again in the US. No, I just did the exams needed to enter residency. So I have an equivalent diploma to American grad.
اللي يسميهم ستيبس هكا.
يعطيك الصحة. يس.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
لو كان عملت ميد سكول لهنا بتكون الحكاية سهلة ياسر، أما جاست عملت ليز إكزامز.
Okay. By the way, تم very famous doctor in Houston اللي هو I think اسمه رضا العارم. Probably برشا معناتها he's very famous. He taught like he has books here that they use for teaching in med schools in the US. So I would suggest reaching out to him. Maybe he can help also.
ما نعرفوش دقيقة. This name is new for me.
Yeah. حطينا جديد listen, but lately معناها I started a connection. I haven't started talking to him, but I only heard great things about his experience. I think he specialized in thyroid. But for Houston, he's in Texas. He's very famous, and his work is way out there. أنا في الchat I'm adding every time I hear a name قاعدة نزيد فيه so we can inshallah we can reach out to him and have him join the platform. And even if he doesn't join the platform, and then, like I said, I know everyone is busy, even if he doesn't join the platform, if we want him to come and have يحكي على experience نتاعه ولا share his knowledge, we can have him as a guest. That applies to everyone. If you feel like really liked someone today and you want to know more about their career or their research, please suggest any topics you want to discuss in the future. And I'm looking at all of you right now. If there is anyone who wants to lead a session for the future وإلا يحكي على الstruggle متاع residency وإلا any topic that you think it's very important to have that knowledge shared out there, please lead. This is your space. Everyone is welcome to contribute to the community. Okay, go ahead.
Yusra, other than that, if there are anyone who are working in research labs, like related to medical field, like I don't know, pharmacology, I have some other people that I can reference to. I have two friends in Houston also working in both in the Methodist and in Baylor. So they are both willing. They are probably willing to get in touch with people and help them.
That's great, Noor. Can you please add their names here? Maybe we reach out to them. Or if you feel like you want to reach out to them prior to that, that would be awesome. I also have one student actually coming to Baylor, Houston in June, and she reached out and she wanted to know if there is anyone in medicine, but just to have someone already for Baylor, I think it's a big win here. تفضل ويام. Go ahead.
سامحني ياسين. حبيت جست نزيد اللي احنا في ال NIH راهو receive lots of med students to do research. علاش to gain scientific articles و reference letters to help them to get in the school الساعة. وزاد حتى من بعد ساعات they stop med school for a year ولا two and they come for research باش هكا يقويوا رواحهم في medical field هكاك وبعد كده يرجعوا يعملوا residency or other things. يعني if someone is interested معناها let me know. حتى آدم
اسمع فيك.
عديت الامكات؟
اي سي عديت كل شيء. انا بعثت الابليكيشنز وتوا قاعد نعمل في الانترفيوز نتاعي. معناها جوست نستنى في الاكسبتنسز.
That's perfect. زاد كيف حتى اللي كنتي in case of you need anything معناها you need something من NIH معناها حتى كان مش في اللاب نتاعي there is other labs who accept med students وكل شيء يعني just reach out and I connect you guys into ياسين ولا any other person.
يعيشك ويا ميرسي.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much. حاجة نقولها قدام الناس الكل احنا نحكيو على الهيلث كير بالنسبة لآدم. مادامك ماشي للميد سكول لازمك تختار السبيسياليتي نتاعك من تو. So you have
لا في بالي
من تو معناها before doing med school تختار specialty وتعمل ريسيرش نتاعك فيها معناها ما تخلط الريزيدنسي بعد 4 سنين يبداو عندك برشا ارتيكلوات اند ريفرنس ليتر اند سو.
ايه هذيك ديجا معمل عليها العام الاول، هذيك شنو باش نعمل ان شاء الله.
That's awesome. تبارك الله عليك آدم. I think you have معناها well stimulated research.
رؤية واضحة. رؤية واضحة.
ان شاء الله فما كان خير. نورمال لاباس الاربع سنين اللي فاتوا قعدت كان نعمل في الحكايات هذوما معنا.
That's awesome. Okay.
يعيشك. جست عندي سؤال ياسين.
تفضل.
Two questions actually. ياسين أول سؤال، قديش حبلك باش عديت step 1, step 2 CK, step 2 CS, step 3 تقريبا؟
Preparation أصعب preparation is for the step 1. It took me almost 13 months.
معناها تحس فما فرق بينات الفورماسيون بتاعك في تونس واللي يتقرى هوني، واسكو معناها باش تعمل الترانزيشن بينات هذا وهذا فما فرق كبير؟
So I got multiple struggles. معناها the first one is English. So كل قرينا الانجليزي كل شيء ما to do it on a daily basis وفي كل شيء. So كان لازمني نحل ديكسيونير برشا مرات معناها to improve my vocabulary. Second, I was already done with residency and coming back to basic medical sciences. So it was really hard. معناها وخرت بالتوالي كما نقولوا احنا 8 سنين 10 سنين. So it was really hard. Yes. ثالث حاجة كنت وقتها كنا نسكن في كاليفورنيا ونقلنا من الدار الأولى للدار الثانية، من بعد جات الكورونا وأنا سافرت لتونس شهر. That's why it took me almost 13 months. فهمني. ومن بعد البروميتريك center was closed for at least 3 months. So that's why it took me 13 months. بعد step 2 took me almost 6 months. فهو كملت.
أنا باش نزيد حاجة لآدم. Merci ياسين. أنا عديت step 1 directly after med school. يعني I did the internship. We have 2 years. وبديت. المشكلة اللي أنا لقيتها أكثر واحدة it's guidance. يعني أنا في تونس ما نعرف حتى حد، ما نعرفش شكون عدى قبلي. قالوا لي اشري الكتب هذا، شريت هذا، عديت يظهر لي I wasted 6 months reading the wrong material. So that was really my struggle. I feel like if I did med school here in US, I would not have that problem. ما نعرفش كان you agree with me ياسين.
Yes.
وما فماش برومتريك سنتر في تونس، لازمك تاخذ فيزا وتمشي لفرنسا تعدي وقرب.
حبيت ياسين وآدم وفرح، حبيت just share with you experience نتاع عارفي اللي توا ولا في فلوريدا. he's a Lebanese guy وقرا في بلجيكا وجا لهنا عمل double residency، عمل immunology and pathology. وكما توما تحكي he struggled so much معناها وكل شيء، عمل برشا research. he was involved so much في immuno-oncology، السبيسياليتي الجديدة هذه اللي معناها كان توما تحبوا تتبعوا السبيسياليتي هذه، راهي this is the future of medicine معناها. وتوا معناها توا باش نقول لكم بالتونسي يضرب يسرع في فلوريدا. معناها هيز ليدنج ديبارتمنت نتاع الاميونو-اونكولوجي ثيرابي في كليفلاند كلينكس في فلوريدا and he's doing really great. معناها يكتب في البوك chapters، يعمل في فيديو معناها في اليوتيوب. his name is very معناها توا قاعد يطلع بالكدا but he went through all of this struggle. معناها نذكر حكى لي كيفاش تعب وكيفاش قرا بالفرنسي وكيفاش جا لهنا الانجليزي.
ونحن الستراجل نتاعنا دوبل يعني ما يعرفوش تونس ما يعرفوش. يعني حتى I contacted doctors for research ما يعرفوش تونس، ما يعرفوش faculté de médecine de Tunis. and your CV يعني أنا خارجة directly from med school. I didn't publish. I didn't do any research. So كنا بعث لهم ما يحلوه. why
لا حتى
over someone else.
حتى لهنا راهو نفس الشيء يخرجوا من الباشلر ديجري. معناها توا انا معايا في اللابوراتوار مثلا بوست باك she just finished her bachelor's عامها الثاني وشو خذت عامين to do research في اللاب معايا في ال NIH and she did the MCAT and she was accepted by University of Maryland اللي هي بها برشا. بعد معناها كما قلت انت شهاده struggle هي معناها she's American وتخرج لهنا اكسترا يعني. she went through that stuff. راهي الميد سكول هنا في امريكا is just a difficult thing for everyone.
I know Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of struggle. Oh, I haven't.
It is.
It's all about the relationships.
But very rewarding at the end. Very rewarding at the end.
We hope we will make it to residency
Inshallah.
first.
Inshallah.
Farah, as we have you already talking, can you introduce yourself? We get to know you more.
Okay, so I'm Farah Majdoub. I graduated from Faculté de Médecine de Tunis. I moved here to Denver, Colorado with my husband in 2019. And since then, I've been volunteering in clinics, like local clinics, because I speak Arabic. There is a huge population Iraqi refugees here. And I'm doing research at University of Colorado in Department of Headaches. I'm working on transgender population, and the prevalence of headaches in this population. And I applied to residency this year.
Good luck. Sounds like
thank you.
And you're on the right path. I feel like the volunteering stage is a very important. معناها
yeah للcommunity.
Yeah, that's great. I think we have Ons back. Asema Ons.
Asema is coming. Je m'excuse en fait. Nadine est là pour ça parce que je m'en donc
I'm having trouble. Ons, is everyone? Can anyone hear Ons? Is it just me?
No, I can't hear her either.
Ons, it seems like you're in transit. Can you let us know? We're still going to be around. So as soon as you get to a spot where we can talk, let's do so.
Hello.
I apologize.
Hello. هكا سافا.
هاي هكا بالكدا.
باهي شوف جوست خاطر دقائق لكن كنت مع بون با غراف حاسيلو اني عملت biologie faculté université de Monastir institut de biotechnologie. Après j'ai fait en fait ma thèse de biologie moléculaire sciences biologie moléculaire whatever. Ça fait longtemps en collaboration avec plusieurs universités. Fait l'Institut de génétique et biologie moléculaire à Strasbourg. Après, j'ai collaboré avec le Centre national de génotypage à Évry. Après, en fait, j'ai fait la grande collaboration avec l'Institut de biologie médicale à Singapour. J'ai fini ma thèse où je suis partie vers les US pour un postdoc à l'Université de Californie, San Francisco. Actuellement, je travaille au centre de Comprehensive Cancer Center qui fait partie, en fait, Helen Diller, qui fait partie de l'Université de Californie, San Francisco, et aussi à SAS. Je travaille principalement sur le growth factor signaling and implication in angiogenesis. So angiogenesis is divided in two parts. Part is the blood vessel maintenance network in adult. The second part is angiogenesis during tumorigenesis, like in cancer. So I work more on those modifier that should be a target for therapy. So we have identified few points right now. Actually, we work on immunotherapy, as M was talking. Our lab is a partner of Pfizer biotech company for testing the TGF-beta, PD-1, and actually the new antibody, the antigreen beta-8, that is on phase 1 now for ovarian cancer. So there is a very interesting data now for the patient, and it seems like a very promising cure for those type of cancer. Et moi, en fait, je viens de rejoindre ce groupe-là pour travailler sur un autre aspect, en fait, de bloquer la métastase en utilisant ce type d'anticorps. Donc, voilà, une brève, en fait, introduction, mais je voulais, en fait, revenir sur tout ce que avait dit, en fait, Yacine, parce qu'il n'y avait pas de mentor pour les medical doctors éligibles aux US. Ça, c'est vrai. il y a beaucoup en fait de médecins qui viennent en fait rejoindre la Tunisie, mais qui peuvent pas en fait s'orienter, trouver en fait les informations qu'il faut. J'étais dans un événement que organise en fait la grande association de Harvard in Arabic. Si vous connaissez en fait cette association, c'est la plus grande en fait association de scientifiques arabes aux US, et la plupart c'est des gens en fait qui ont fait Harvard. Et là-bas en fait il y a pas mal de medical doctors qui sont prêts à être des mentors et pour orienter en fait les médecins pour passer through all those steps, especially volunteering, which is a very important point. You need this network to start volunteering, even with community clinics and all of this. So I will be happy to help anyone if you need this connection, if you want to know some people. I'm not a medical doctor, I'm a scientist, but I can help. I can give just like name or just send email to connect people. I would like to apologize for the few past meeting I was not there. ما عنديش الحقيقة ما اكسكوز نقول مانيش بيزي في الخدمة بيزي الحقيقة باللي فواياج كنت شوية en vacances je suis de retour.
مرحبا أنس. No worries at all. Like I said, this is a community for all of us, and at any time, at any moment, وقت في العام, you feel like you have the energy to connect وإلا lead events وإلا lead conversations, please do. I can't emphasize that enough. Sanda, مرحبا بك. Can you introduce yourself and so other folks لهنا get to know you?
Sure. So اسمي سندة ميمونة. أني عندي حكاية شوية هيك بثلاثة بلدان تقريبا معناها منهم تونس في الباركور متاعي. دونك أني مولودة في موناكو وكبرت غادي، وبعد وقت ولا عمري 8 سنين روحوا بينا ومع بابا لتونس وخذيت باك تونسي باك سيونس، ومن تونس رجعت لموناكو وقريت في نيس وعملت PhD في نيس بيولوجي، وعملت اختصاص Immunology Development and Genetics. وبعدها جيت لهنا نيويورك، عندي 6 سنين من جيت نيويورك، جيت باش نعمل بوستوك متاعي. دونك my favorite subjects in general هما immunology و inflammation، وخدمت على ال IBD inflammatory bowel disease موجودة برشا في تونس. Crohn's disease هي chronic inflammation of the gut at different sections of the gut، واحنا عندنا منها برشا خاطر linked to هي environment، والenvironment اللي في تونس هو spicy food معناها كان تعرفوا بيان سور لها رايس الكل اللي يعملوا destruction للميكروبيوت اللي في الجات، ويعملوا معناها يولي فما ريسك أقوى إنك develop these type of disease. وهذا عملته في PhD متاعي، ومن بعدها كي جيت لنا دخلت في الأول لابو يخدم على IBD، ومن بعدها I realized it was a little overcrowded and I wanted to do something more immunology based. So I changed. I went to a lab اللي أنا فيه توا واللي قريب نخرج منه en fait، يخدم على الجلوكوكورتيكويد ريسبتور. معناها باش ما ندخلش في لي ديتاي برشا، ان غرو الجلوكوكورتيكويدز هما انتي inflammatory medicine used for a lot of disease, but the mechanism of action is not defined well, and the more we understand it the better we target it. خاطر it's just like كيما نقولوا فرام، معناها فما inflammation تعطيهم it blocks the inflammation، مي it's not always good for my side effects. مثلا الناس اللي ياخذوا برشا glucocorticoids they gain weight, they develop a lot of side effects, they're not the best. So people are always trying to make them better. أي وقت I joined the lab it was to learn the genomics، خاطر هما يعملوا كل شيء معناها في دومين كان ناقصني يعني sequencing والكل اللي هو on now everybody's doing. مي أنا خدمت على my own models in vivo models، وواحدة منهم هي multiple sclerosis، هي كيف autoimmune disease متاع ال central nervous system، و we don't know ماني ديما نلوج على الحاجات السهلة. دونك المرض هذا بالذات لا نعرفوا علاش يجي، لا نعرفوا كيفاش نداويه، ولا نعرفوا شيء. دونك obviously سندا قالت هذه مشكلة باش تحط لي في راسي، علاش لا. دونك I've been working on it for 5 years and I published a paper and I do love الأكاديميا setting، مي توا بديت نخمم في الترانزيشن خاطر I always wanted to be a scientist هذا شيء قار معناها, and I always thought the best would be to be a PI in academia because it's about understanding and you don't care much about how much you're paid. You just understand the disease and the passion and all. But getting to 36 years old, حسيت هيك اللي بالك I was too naive يعني شوية هيك انت money doesn't matter كل ما تنحت لي شوية الحكاية. Donc now I want to be paid what I deserve. So I'm moving into industry. I'm gonna work in immunotherapy. So it's great إنه وئام وأنس زوز يخدموا على الكانسر والكل لاني طاش نعمل immunotherapy. وئام she mentioned some of them, أنس also another. One of them is the CAR T cells. So this treatment for patients is basically you isolate immune cells. معناها احنا عندنا خلايا الدافع normally على البدن اللي هي not attacking cancer كما قالت وئام earlier. So this technology is about isolating these cells. يبدلوهم en fait, ينحيوهم من patient, they change them and then they re-inject them in a way that they become super, like they would target the tumor directly. معناها for the story this became super important for me خاطر أمي الله يرحمها معناها توفت in 2019 جاها stomach cancer all of a sudden. ووقتها سألت يعني في بالي the CAR T cells are already used or approved. مشيت نسأل الدكتور متاعها قلت له يا أخي إيش بكم تستعملوش CAR T cells؟ قالوا لي لا it works on blood tumors. معناها tumors اللي basically مهمش solid معناها موجودين في الدم, but it's not that effective في solid tumor. So my goal now is I'm interviewing actually already in a pharma company that's working on CAR T cells, and they have a project اللي باش يطور the same technology but to attack solid tumors. So this is what I'm doing, and hopefully I'm gonna get there soon. And just as a conclusion, I'm shifting because the science باهية وإنك تفهم الحاجات باهية. يعني حسيت روحي I want to be more I want to impact directly life of patients in a more direct way. Donc بابا الله يرحمه كان حبني نكون يعني medical physician. بس كما آدم يعني ما حبيتش نذكر نقول لهم I don't want to deal with people. But I really admire all the physicians and healthcare professionals اللي يعملوا هيك. As a way to amend myself, I married a nurse, so he does that and I do the rest, so I feel better about myself. Anyway, so it's been a journey في أمريكا, واللي لاحظته إنه صحيح ما فماش Tunisian community. في فرنسا ديما كانت أنا جاي معناها قريت في نيس ونسكن في موناكو, donc فما big Tunisian community. المشكلة الوحيدة كانت إنه فما طابع سياسي عادة كما تعرفوا معناها خاصة 10 سنين التالي ياسر عام. مي كي تخرج من هيك وأنت ما you don't get implicated in that, it was fine. معناها تلقى توانسة تنجم تنتراكت معهم ويعاونوا بعضهم الكل. كي جيت لأمريكا لاحظت أول حاجة ما فماش برشا توانسة. بديت نلوج عليهم بالكعبة في جروب هيك وقتها رمضان, نلوج على ريستوران سورتو أني في منهاتن معناها صعيد. وبعد لي لقيت 4 كعبات وهذوكم هما ما فماش حتى حد سوفار في الدومين معناها متاعي. عندي صحابي ميوزيشنز وعندي صحابي يعملوا سيلز وحاجات كما هيك, ما عنديش صحابي توانسة في الهيلث كير specifically. So I'm really happy إنه this community is gonna be ongoing. I think this is a great project من الناحية هذه. معناها فما ناقصين, we're missing يعني point of connections and networking, and this is exactly what it is for. Obviously Annie, I've always been into يعني social media ways to connect. Back then في فرنسا كنت قبل الثورة والكل كنت ديما على لي بلوج, كان قبل فيسبوك والكل كانوا فما بلوجينج وكتيبة, دونك تعرفت على برشا توانسة very smart ones في تونس وتلاقيت بهم الكل. دونك I'm hoping إنه حنون is gonna allow us to meet either online or in real life. أما networking and connections are very important. واللي قالوا ياسين قبل صحيح راهو you connect to someone when you relate to them at the human level. وأقوى relation عندك هي we come from the same place, from the same country. كي تدخل في نفس الكونتري فما هيك حاجات بيزار. أما كي تبدأ أنت متغرب وتتعرف على واحد من بلادك ديريكت, انت ديجا open باش تعاونوا, open باش معناها most of the time اكيد فما اختلافات. دونك أنا ياسر فرحانة بالحاجة هذه وإن شاء الله I'm gonna keep being here and participating. I'd like to connect يعني آدم let's try to meet تنعمل هكا كسكسي في ديسمبر إن شاء الله ونجيب الجماعة الآخرين ومرحبا اللي يحب يجي نيويورك مرحبا بكم. نجمو نحكيو معناها خاطر انتوما معناها it's nice to have scientists معناها to talk with them وكل كا خاصة ال NIH ما نعرفش حد من ال NIH نعرف كان راجل sorry
sorry ثم بحذايا عبيد
okay it's fine
أما ثم راهو توانسة في مونسيناي je connais deux en fait توانسة كانوا معايا في سنغافورة حاولوا المونسيناي في نيويورك. وشكون اخر؟
شكون نعرف مليك فرنساوي تونسي مي
نو توانسة هذوما قرا في تونس وثما زاد ثما شكون في فايزر vient fait de bouger ما هي at direction level she's more on normalement elle a été invitée en fait Enissa Chir elle est invitée elle est déjà dans le projet Hanon mais je sais pas pourquoi elle a pas rejoint aujourd'hui. ثم انيسه ثم سليم ثم حبيب هذوما اصحابي نعرفهم بالكدا معناها توانسه
اوكي
وناس سو سون دو بون تونيزيان الحقيقه كان نحكي عليهم سي كو عباد كنا اصحاب بالكدا ومازلنا نتقابلوا ات مومون. شكون اخر Par contre, il y a beaucoup de Français. Alors, les Français qui te connectent, ils sont très intéressants.
Là, on est connecté avec les Français.
Voilà. Les Français, je connais une Française qui travaille à Pfizer. Elle m'a déjà trop aidé في l'écriture نتاع CV نتاعي l'écriture en fait تاع CV commercial وفي شنو اخر. Elle est super gentille en tout cas. معناها ما تربطش روحك كان بالتوانسه خاطر هما محلاهم توانسه راه وين ما تقابلهم محلاهم وين ما تمشي تلقى توانسه اما معناها ديما essaye de viser ton network الفاليبل نتورك اللي كنتي مش كو توانسه كهو خاطر كما قلت لك مثلا هذيك الاسوسياسيون نتاع هارفارد ان Arabic c'était vraiment en fait phénoménal. Bon ce qui les relie الكل ما يحكيوا بالعربي c'était une médailliste والمنى.
Hi Brandon.
أما الكل معناها very helpful معناها te donne des connexions et te donne des liens مع عباد معناها intéressant وكل non c'est pas que les Tunisiens. أما le but du projet Hanon هو إنه on connecte spécialement les Tunisiens.
لا صحيح أنا ما عنديش أنا عندي networking مع ناس كل أصلاً عندي like I do everything I game I learn languages أنا حتى يابانيين عندي أصحابي كوريين I network with everybody I connect with people I love people أنا I'm a people person so that's why معناها ديما نجمع العباد وأنا en general اللي I put people together like oh you need this I know someone who does this ومثلا عندي ناس في BMS يخدموا I keep good connections with my bosses عندي American الأنواع الكل أما توانسة يمست على خاطر معناها ما نجمش تحكي تونسي مع ناس ما مش
يا تبزون شوية كنا نحكيو بالعربي
ونحس إنه
في اللابون تاعي جي 3 تونيزيان
أنت مزهرة يقولي أنت وين تمشي البلايص توانسة يحبوهم خاطر أنا وقتها جيت لمونت صناعي من 300 عبد اللاوج فيهم أصلا لقيت واحد برك هيك فاميليا لقيته مصري معناها مش تونسي هذاك استسنلت لي وتوا ما بالحق ما تلقيتش بتوانسة غير معناها توانسة فرنساويين أما وما عنديش مشكله معناها اصحاب معهم اوسي سوف كو معناها تونسي تحكي معاه بالعربي دونك فرحانه بالهانون بروجيكت وان شاء الله هذه الحاجه هذه تتبدل
ان شاء الله to have like real event يعني نشوفوا نقابلوا بعضنا
اكيد لازم
comme ça we need something like that
ان شاء الله
باش نقول على التوانسه حاجه على التوانسه البلايص اللي يخدموا فيهم انا got some interviews بيزيكلي هما زوز في نيويورك وفي ماريلاند لي فاكولتي اللي يكلموني وقت اللي نحكي معاهم نقول لهم انا معناها حاجه جديده من نورث افريكا خاطر مستانسين بالايجن والانديانز وكل شيء تو معناها السبيطار الاولاني في بالي في توانس الثاني قال لي راهو عندنا معناها تونسيه من عام الفلاني وتخدم معنا لتوا وهيز تشيلنا وكذا كذا في وقت من الاوقات خممت قلت بالكش لي زانترفيو اللي جاني على خاطر لي تونسي زاد من الفاكولتي دو ميديسين نتاع تونس كي تلقى توانسه راهو زاد يعاونوك اكثر معناها ريبيوتاسيون خاطر نتاعنا في الخدمه في كل شيء في امريكا باهيه بالكدا سواء في الهيلث كير ولا في الاي تي ولا في اللي هو معناها تجبد
جوستومون فيت سي بون سيني يا ياسين فيت سي بون سيني خاطر نورمالمون لي امريكان يمشيو لونيفرسيتي اللي انت قريت فيها ويشوفوا الكلاسمون نتاعها فان ما عادش كيما جاي كما تقول جاي من بيركلي ولا جاي من ستانفورد
يعرفوا شنو هي لا ريفيرونس. مي كي بدا فما توانسه قبلك خدموا وخلاو ان بون امباكت، هذاك سا ايد ان فيت انهم يعرفوا الباك جراوند نتاعك، انه انت تراستبل ان فيت اون بون فورماسيون، انك انت من العباد مثلا اللي عندهم جود باك جراوند وعندهم ويجموا يخدموا باش يكونوا افكتيف في الخدمه. دونك ديما جانفيت ان فيت الناس اللي حتى كان عندك دوبل ناسيوناليتي ديما غمان شويه تونس باش تعاون عليك الريتنج نتاع الناس التوانسه اللي قارين في تونس ولا جاوا من تونس.
تخلي اون بون امبرسيون وتخلي معناها اون ريبيوتاسيون باهيه باش الناس اللي تجي من بعدك بسهوله تتقبل وتكون الطريق قدامها سهل.
That's
très important.
Yeah. يعطيك الصحة أنس. We're always happy to have you. Hanon, عسلامة, would you like to go and introduce yourself?
عسلامة. Assalamu everyone. Ina ismi Hanon Lajmi.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you again.
Hi.
I'm Tunisian American, so I never lived in Tunis. So I unfortunately don't share the same experiences with you guys in that sense, but I am in the biofield. I was a scientist in next generation sequencing for about 7 years before transitioning into bioinformatics, where now I work on genetic diseases and looking at gene therapies for genetic diseases. In particular, the disease that I focus on is Dravet syndrome, which is kind of an epilepsy in babies. It comes where they have seizures and ends up affecting their quality of life. So we are targeting that and trying to create a gene therapy to kind of alter the mutation that they have in the proteins, and hopefully have their body create the correct protein so that they do not experience these seizures. So we are FDA, we are going into clinical trials, inshallah, for that. We also looking at other genetic diseases that can be targeted and addressed with gene therapies like Fragile X and many other down the line. So it's not just specific to Dravet, it's a technology that we want to progress and take use to cure other genetic diseases that have single mutations in protein expressions and altered proteins. So I come from a heavy line of biology research. So I've done research in many different universities. I've worked at UCSF and done cardiovascular research there. I've worked at a research lab at Johns Hopkins and did research in AMD, macular degeneration. And then I've also worked in industry. I've worked in almost every biotech company in the Bay Area. So I've worked at Thermo Fisher, Genentech, Roche, areas. I've done a range from like HIV drug resistance experiments, assay designs, and also breast cancer. Worked on developing liquid biopsy assays to detect early breast cancer, and that technology is being used for other cancers as well at the moment. But yeah, now I'm in the bioinformatics, so I'm a little bit more software than I am hands-on lab, but I would love to be of resource to anyone who is interested in like industry. Like I said, I have extensive experience in the actual like biotech industry, and some experience in research, but it's a little bit different. I think the scopes between industry and academia are a little bit different. So yeah, but I do really like the fact that we are getting together as a professional Tunisian community, because I know there wasn't that, and having, you know, lived in America my whole life, there isn't a lot of Tunisians, and especially throughout my career and my education, I never worked with a Tunisian or interacted with a Tunisian, whether it was in university or the industry. So I'm here for anyone that's interested in that. But that's a little bit about me. Not a doctor, not in the medical field.
Thank you, Hannah. I would love to talk
but
to
I
you.
do, sorry, to add on, I do have my sister. She couldn't join today. She has a newborn baby, but she is a medical doctor, so an MD, but she actually transitioned from being a practicing physician into the industry as well. So there is that path for anyone that is, I don't want to say struggling getting into medicine. If you want to be a physician, that is, you know, that is a great goal. You should.
What is she doing in the industry for the moment?
She does, she's currently a director of clinical research in biomedical devices. So she works in a company that creates biomedical devices for surgeons and the medical field. But she's in the biotech industry. So she's actually in a company that creates these. So there's definitely that path for anyone who is interested, maybe isn't aware of that. It's a very high demand. A lot of these biotech companies have executive positions or higher positions that require an MD without a license. So they just want a degree, a medical degree, they call it like advanced degree, and then that expertise that it comes with, so that when they do go to universities, hospitals, the medical staff, everything, they have someone who shares the same educational background with them. So just to put that out there, that's for anyone who is in that struggle, not sure if they want to continue as a practicing physician, or they're having a little bit of a hard time getting into that field and want to continue to progress elsewhere. But again, sorry she couldn't join today. She has a 2-month-old, so she has a lot on her hands.
No worries at all. Such a great experience, mashallah, Hannah. Vast experience. She was معني تبارك الله عليها. She tried the different aspects of the industry. I know she's so easily approachable. So if you want to connect with her, please do. And I added the link to Hanon Project, Hannah. If you are not there, please join. I know you don't have to be there all the time, but at least like when we have new members, they can at least get your name and then go find you on LinkedIn. So and this is applies to everyone. If you didn't join yet, just for a reference at least. Anyone
just to add on to that, for anyone, like I said, even if I'm not directly in your field or what you're interested in, please do reach out to me. I do know a lot of people in the field. I wrote it in the chat box. I will get their actual names, but I know my sister did a fellowship with a group of Tunisian doctors in Boston University, and they're very receptive to Tunisians. They helped her out a lot. They gave her a 3-month fellowship when she was also like struggling getting into residency and everything, where she was not struggling, she was not finding the residency that she wanted. So it was kind of like a time gap for her. So they're very receptive. I'll try to get their information, but مرحبا بكم الكل, and it's so good to meet you guys.
And I saw as soon as you have that link to the group, the folks in Boston, please share it. I'll go ahead and share it in Hanon Project also. I think that would be of a great value للcommunity الكل.
For sure.
Hey, this is Ahmed. Welcome, Hannah. Great to see you again. Great to have you part of the network. I have a request. Can you and the second generation, like basically born in the US, try to get a lot more of the second generation to join the network, because this network is for you guys too. As you can see, it's not just like for people who are born in Tunisia and move here. I feel that there is a lot more like basically on the second generation that can join and can help like basically each other as well. So try to invite your folks like basically to join the network. Like the more folks we have in the network, as you can see, is better for us because we can we have West. There's 52 states, and I'm sure like basically there's they know that there is a Tunisian like the company that's like trying to get the word out there.
Yeah, definitely. I will. Sorry, you cut off a little bit, but I understood what you were saying. Yeah, definitely. I will share this with everyone that I know. I already, as soon as Yusra messaged me, I reached out to my sister and my sister-in-law, and I shared the information, and hopefully they will also join. And everyone that I know that is, like you said, second generation. Unfortunately, like كيما قلت احنا ما نعرفوش برشا توانسة ثماش برشا توانسة, and most of our network ما هماش توانسة. At least for me, that's the experience I have. So that'd be great to change that for the coming generations. And I think, mashallah, احنا توانسة, we are very established. We are in really great positions all around America. So we have the network there. We just have to connect it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here. We're building a bridge. للتوانسة اللي لهنا, also hopefully we can also lend a hand للعباد اللي في تونس اللي you never know, they can be معناها come in your same city anytime. I really appreciate everyone's time. I think I went through the guest list الكل اللي في المدرسة. Am I missing anybody?
Yes.
أمل, عسلامة أمل.
عسلامة.
تفضل.
عايش. I'm a medical student right now in the second year in the Faculté de Médecine de Sfax, and I'm looking for some perspective in the research field. surtout في high school I do a lot of coding and mathematics Olympiads, and I have like such background in STEM fields, and I want to use it in the as a physician and use it like the problem is as a physician when you find problem and you want to solve it, you should have such technical skills to establish such a solution. So I want to use this background with my medical education to find to do something like that.
عسلامة أمل, you're such a good addition to this group. خاطرك أنت right now you're on the other side, و probably برشا من الجس متاعنا they were في same stage. From what I get here, I feel like you were doing medical school, but also you want to leverage the technical والcoding والmath in your future معناها career. Is that?
Yes, that's it.
Yes, يسرا هذه معناها it's a data scientist, I think what she's looking for, which is هكا ولا أمل?
Bioinformatics too. That's
Amal, I just had an interview with a university in Illinois, and actually it's a medical school. They recruit with they have a bachelor in like informatics and data. So maybe you should look for a university that offer a master in this field between medical, like having being the MD and coding.
Yeah, this is bioinformatics. So
yeah.
I can share with you the program that I did. There is an international option for students that are not in the US or not American. And it's actually, they don't have a difference in tuition. So it's a really great program, a master's degree in bioinformatics if you want to go the education route. Otherwise, a lot of companies, if you just strengthen your coding skills or you have like some coding experience, a lot of positions don't actually require a degree in like any computer science as long as you can demonstrate your coding skills. So there is in the biotech, that's definitely something that is growing tremendously. Almost all scientists now are required to have some form of coding background, at least some ability to be able to code in some level, because it's at least that's how it's like in the Bay Area, and I'm sure that's everywhere in the biofield. That's the direction the field is going. So that is great that you have that background already. That is something you can definitely build on.
That's great, Hanon. Did you do the Johns Hopkins University? Is that the program you did?
Yeah, I did a bioinformatics master's at Johns Hopkins. They have it's similar to that one, yeah, the one that you posted on it, similar to that one, yeah. It was not the online program, but this also works. And they have two paths. They have a path, you can take a biology path. So all the classes are going to be biology emphasis with a little bit of coding, or you can take a computational path, which is a path that you can do a lot more heavy in computer science, data analysis, computational biology, machine learning, all those stuff. So there's two paths you can take. Given that I was from a biology background, I took the computational path to strengthen those skills. So I would be more than happy to talk to you about that.
That's
great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It seems like Amal, you put yourself on the right group. Hanon is volunteering. If you can ping her, can حتى chat or get to connect with her if you have questions. She's definitely a great resource.
Yeah. Sorry if I was saying this a wrong name. I think I might have been saying a wrong name. I'm a lot of names for me, but yeah, Amal.
I would like to add something, please.
What?
So بالنسبة لأمل, try to focus on research that will serve you on your path after medical school. So معناها بعد ما تكمل الميد سكول في صفاقس شنو هي تحب تعمل؟ باش تقعد داتا ساينتست ولا معناها باش تقعد في الساينس سايد ولا في الميديكال سايد. So you have to choose your path from now. باش ما تقعدش تعمل في حاجات جديدة.
And the real problem is like how to my journey, like I have to complete the medical school in Tunisia, and when should I introduce myself to master degrees or any research opportunities, and how to do that in the timeline?
What would you like? علاش تحب تعمل master degree ولا تعمل research? Why? That's the question. Why?
Because I like research, and I'm not satisfied only with the physician position, but I want to do more.
So in that case, Amal, there is something called MD PhDs. So they are physicians that also do the PhD, and it's a simultaneous program. I don't know if it's the same thing for Tunis.
No, in Tunisia is different. So for Amal, my advice is to do biochemistry, I don't know, bacteriology, biochemistry, something like lab residency. بدلوا لكم انتم السيستم انت نوفو ريجي. So so take the residency test, do something like in biochemistry or something like that, when you can publish, do research, after apply for a master.
And after that, I think the right thing to do is doing MD PhD. MD PhD أحسن حاجة إذا كنت تحب تقعد ياسر في الساينس والريسيرش. MD PhD وديجا they have an association, a specific association called the American Physician Scientist Association. ما همش physician هكا. So ينجموا بعد يقرروا في الفاكولتي يعملوا ريسيرش يخدموا في الاندستري فهمني. So they have more broad opportunities.
اما هيك مشكله في الام دي بي اتش دي اللي ماهيش accessible للانترناشونال ستودنتس، صعيب برشا تدخلها.
شويه ما تنساش لي حتى الانترناشونال شويه بارابور الامريكان.
لا عملتها للحسابات سي ديجا. خاطر I'm really involved in this. MD PhD is really inaccessible.
To international.
What about master's degrees?
She can
Master's
do
degrees
the
are more
PhD in
accessible.
France.
Yeah,
But
maybe
what
know
she
you
will
can
go
do,
on
someone.
master after.
what you can
أمل
do
نعرف شكون sorry.
جست على كلمة فرح قبليكا قالت على إلينوي. كنت تحب على إلينوي هوري تحكي على كارل إلينوي هكا ولا؟
Exactement.
أي it's an engineering based medical program. فهمتي معناها كنت تحب تدخل في بروجرام فيه engineering فيه math فيه data science whatever هذيك c'est un très bon programme. mais sinon كانك البيوت نتاعك انك تجي لامريكا باش معناها you practice medicine at some point in the future ننصحك اعمل كما قالوا لك فرح وياسين تكمل الريزيدانا نتاعك في تونس في دومين ينجم يعمل لك شويه ريسيرش وبعديك تجي لخاطر هوني كانترناشونال ستودنت من غير ريسيرش راهو صعيب برشا باش تدخل في اي بروجرام تاع ريزيدانا.
ايوه انا حبيت نقول لها امل نعرف شكون جينيراسيون قديمه هي صاحبتي تونسيه عملت بكتيريو من بعد عملت ماستر في فرنسا وجيت لامريكا تخدم in a lab so you can do that it's the easiest path to get into research.
انا حاب نزيد حاجه جاست ثم كلمه قالتها توا امل به ياسر التايم لاين وحاجه قالتها سنده قبيله قالت انا توا نخمم في الفلوس خاطر انسر تا مومون تولي عمرك ما نعرفش 30 40 في عمر معين لازم تخمم في الفلوس خاطر باش تكون عندك عائله ولا طموحات ولا اللي هو مش ديما باش نقعد ولا وجع ساينس زاد عملت برشا دي ماستر ديجري في تونس وفي فرنسا ومشيت لديفاكولتي اخرين وجيت لامريكا وكل شيء اما في وقت معين لازمك تبدا تخدم وتدخل معترك الحياه معناها you have a job a salary good salary الى اخره so to avoid losing time لازمك من توا يبدا عندك هدف محدد راني نحب نعمل بايوكيمستري في امريكا سو تكمل الميديكول نتاعك تدخل تعمل بايوكيمستري وقتها تنجم تعمل ريسيرش وقتها تعمل لي ستيبس خاطر من هنا الوقت باش يتبدل القوانين قاعدين يتبدلوا ديجا القوانين وقتها تعمل لي ستيبس نجم تمشي عام لفرنسا تابع على الفاكولتي نتاع تونس وفرنسا ومن فرنسا تجي لتونس فهمت تجي لامريكا يا ربي وقتها تكون الحكايه اسهل ما تضيعش وقت وما تضيعش فلوس والريسيرش اللي تعملها تبدا معناها عندها هدف محدد مش ريسيرش جاست للريسيرش فهمتني باش ما تضيعش الوقت راهو في وقت من الاوقات تحب تعيش حياتك ما تحبش تقعد كان تقرا كهو صحيح القرايه باهيه اما ان سيرتان مومون لازم تدخل تولي بروفيشنال معناها فيزيشن ولا ريسيرشر ولا
ونزيد حاجه اخرى على كلامك ياسين راهو MD PhD is a great thing and I admire everybody who tries it اما MD PhD صعيبه خاطرك بيسكلي انت اني مثلا PhD برك وادم MD برك اني في القرايه وفي الببليكيشنز وفي كل شيء I compete with other PhDs mostly وادم he competes with other MDs دونك كيش تحسبها انت قرايه معناها انت لازمك رانكت مثلا اني باش ناخذ بورس نتاع PhD كنت لازم نكون من الاوائل كل شيء بس I'm competing with معناها PhDs اخرين والتفكير عكس بعضه مثلا الساينس الام دي يفكر هذه السيمبتومز نتاع الديزيز ام غانا دايغنوز ما يهموش في الاخر احنا ما فماش الدوغما بالكل كل شيء صحيح ما احنا لازم نبدلوا ما فماش مثلا كما نقولوا حاجه ثابته دونك عكس بعضهم الام دي يحفظ برشا ومن وقتها ما يعرف النوليدج والكوليكات تو ابلاي احنا ما فماش حفيظه بالكل كل شيء تفكير دونك انت تحط روحك دو كاسكيت اون كومبيتيسيون مع زوز دومينات مختلفين وصعيبه برشا وزيد في بلاد اخرى وزيد احسب انت اللانجويج دونك كما قال ياسين من الاحسن انك من توا تقول اوكي كان تحب تعمل ريسيرش از جريت نجم تعمل ريسيرش في اي دومين معين كنت تعمل ام دي ولا ما تعملش اما ابدا بحاجه فوكس عليها وخذ لي دوغري نتاعك وبعدين كي توصل كيما معناها النيفو وين تنجم شوف لي بروجرام بالك تتبدل الامور بالنسبه للام دي بي اتش دي من وقت اللي توصل انت بالك يولي فما اذر اوبورتونيتيز اما ما تبداش بحاجه صعيبه في الاول خاطر بعدها تنجم تلقى روحك تقول فينالمون تصعبها على روحك لدرجه انه انا ما عادش ما نجمش نكمل فهمت دونك خمم بالباهي شنو تحب والريسيرش نجم تعمل اني فهمتك ما تحبش مثلا تولي طبيبه وهذاك هو معناه ما عادش تدخل في تحب حاجه ما اكثر تنجم ديما تعمل حاجه ما اكثر ما فما حتى حد باش يليميتيك اما خمم بالباهي شنو موجود في تونس وشنو تنجم تعمل كما الاقتراح اللي قالوا ياسين مثلا انني ما كانش يجي البالي ما صحيح تنجم تمشي لامريكا ومن بعد تالي تعمل عام في فرنسا وترجع معناها دو مومون كان عندك الموتيفاسيون تنجم تكمل. أما كيش تحط روحك في حاجة صعيبة من الأول وتلقى روحك بلوكية معناها تولي بالعكس وتولي تنجم حتى الموتيفاسيون متاعك من الأول تنحى وماهاش باهية بالكل. فهمت؟
Yeah, Andy, another suggestion, which is like a third path. It's a little bit more extreme. For instance, أنا as a computer scientist, نعرف شوية few computer science labs. They do stuff related to medical field, for example, radiology, right? So إذا كان أنت عندك the need to get really involved in something that is related to coding, computer science, stuff like that, I have a few suggestions, especially like for imaging related stuff in computer science applied to medicine. But I would say mainly it could be like an internship or something like that, more of a master's or a PhD in that field. It's gonna be really tough to get with your background to get into a computer science master's or PhD. But an internship would be really great, like learning about what's going on there from a computer scientist perspective.
Thanks.
Great.
Thank you.
Amal, hopefully this is helpful. Just 1 second. Hopefully this is helpful. Please continue to reach out to الfolks لهنا. معناها we're here to help, especially students الآخرين زي اللي في تونس. They're trying to pick a path. وأنا I personally when I'm trying to معناها نعمل switch حتى في الكارير, I always want to know where things are heading. شنو هي latest, شنو هي الحاجة اللي عندي فيها less competition كما قالت سندا. معناها that's always something you need to know على قليلة to help you make a decision. كاين فما مثلا الدومين متاع cancer research ولا immuno thing that we mentioned. Maybe it's worth واحد يفهموا بالقدا and see what are the jobs related. خاطر أنا I feel جماعة الهيلث كير والميديسن they missing that piece. انت في الاخر شنو تحب معناها الجوب ولا حتى compensation معناها ولا what's out there. Just having that knowledge نتاع تسال العباد يا اخي هذايا الخدمه هذايا معناها مور كيما التيتشر نتاع في امريكا ما يخلصوش برشا ويقراو باشلر ويقراو بالقدا معناها they invest in their education. I think here it could apply also to the students اللي في medicine. They need to do their research in terms of jobs, compensations, the future, interchangeability. معناها تنجم تهابي كيما هنا معناها من البايوز then زادت شوية قراية معناها في الانفورماتيك ووليت معناها kind of in a good spot اللي تنجم معناها تكمبيتي وتاخو معناها تقوي في الكومبنسيشن نتاعها ولا السالير ولا اللي هو. I just wanted to mention that. I think talking to people and knowing the industry with the type of jobs اللي could be out there for you is important. Sorry أنا قصيت على شكون who wants to talk.
أنا يسرا حبيت just you summarized all me. أنا just حبيت نزيد الأمل اللي فما masters in bioinformatics لهنا اللي أنا شفت students who got their bachelors in science معناها they're eligible for it. دونك هذيك حاجة باهية. I think I know what أمل wants to do. معناها يظهر لي تحب تعمل coding في حاجات تبع الميديسين معناها حسب ما فهمت not really seeing patients وهذايا موجودة معناها it's a great field ومنها data analysis خاطر احنا تو generate data as researchers كيفاش we analyze the data ما هو بالsoftwares that engineers ولا ناس عملت bioinformatics tools they created. So maybe she can go for that path. Was just a suggestion.
يعطيك الصحة.
Thank you a lot والله.
عايش.
مرحبا. Anyone has any thing to add, a question? We're about to wrap up. This is معناها space for anyone ممكن يحب يزيد ولا يسأل ولا.
Isra, this is Ahmed. I have a question actually. I'm back.
تفضل.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So I missed some of the discussion about the healthcare / computer science, like basically field. Who are the folks are in this field? I know Hannah might have done like something in that area. I'm interested actually know more about this for just like basically to be able to give advice to people in general. Is there anybody who is in that field who can expand a little bit or talk a little bit about like the opportunities combining computer science and like biomedical like basically fields?
Right. For biomedical science, computer science now, I think we all know it's the new era of digital health, and everything is based on collecting data, making model for improving even treatment or improving, je dirais plus en français, prise en charge de patients. But also even in molecular biology now we are having kind of there is a model on data science that will know each molecule what's the target, so that will make you like to gain time. You will not spend like hours on testing molecule and everything. So it's a new era, but it's very promising and still working. Like ما زلت ما هي ساتوري en fait. ما زلت تطلب برشا دي بروجي، ما زلت هي تحلت ما عندهاش برشا، اما ما زلت فيها برشا خدمه. توا ما ثماش لابوراتوار il a pas besoin d'un bioinformaticien فيه. Ça c'est معناها البيزك. ونحن كساينتست يلزمنا توا نتعداو ونكونفرتيو النولج نتاعنا زاده للكودينج وكل شيء. I'm trying to get in but I'm not good at it.
Neither. It's a headache. Honestly, it's years of learning.
Yeah, j'ai pris cours en fait في الأكثرية R و Python هما المطلوبين أكثر توا بهم. mais بصراحة ça me dépasse. Je déteste les maths. أنا statistique déjà نحملها بالسيف. هكا البي فاليو نكتبها بالسيف في الدوني نتاعي.
No, عندك حق. I understand, but that's why we need them in every lab, and we need absolutely. It's اللي قلته الكل صحيح. معناها هذا هو الدومين إذا كان بالحق تحب تدخل في البيو انفورماتيك. مي in that case خذ معناها تحب تعمل ريسيرش بعد تنجم. مي ابدا بالباثوي هذاك اختاروا. You decide I'm gonna do this. ومن بعدها if you wanna do research they're gonna fight for you. احنا كلنا we need at least one person that does this. وكل مرة هاكم هما les annonces اللي نشوفوهم hiring الكل bioinformatician R and Python. That's all. That's وخاصة طبعا فما الماشين ليرنينج خاطر تعدينا احنا العصر متاع ال AI. So it's even معناه يلوجوا عليه أكثر.
Yeah.
So thanks.
Quelque chose qu'il faut faire.
Okay. So Ons and Sandra, so what's the best way to do this? Is it the best way to do computer science first, maybe bachelor degree computer science, or is it better to combine computer science and maybe like some other like biology or some other like basic field? What is the best way to go about this?
I think to start with both is always better.
To like.
You always need the background.
You do a combined like degree, like.
Yeah, a combined degree best life.
Yeah, it's better to start as soon as you can to combine them. But if you start with computer science and then you do bioinformatics, it works too. لا خاطر البيزك هو الكمبيوتر ساينس. معناه انت تاع الكودينج والكوليكا هذا كمبيوتر IT يعني language. ومن بعدها البايوانفورماتكس معناها باش تستعمل النولج هكا نتاع الاي تي to analyze the data. It depends what you want to do. If you want to do sciences then you need to understand the biology. خاطر هو مثلا أنا مثلا I'm a scientist I need the bioinformatician. أما ما نجموش نخدموا separate ways. معناها خاطر هو is gonna analyze the data وأنا I'm gonna make sense of them. Donc أنت كان تولي bioinformatician you can analyze the data and make sense of them. So it's the smart way to go. أما كان تحبش ياسر تحب معناها تختار واحد فيهم it works too. So starting with the one might be easier and بعد you can jump on.
جماعة البايو انفورماتكس هذوما سامحني. They are making the collaboration between جماعة الانفورماتكس والبيولوجي easier but always نجم إذا كانت عملت الانفورماتكس من بعد تنجم تخدم مع جماعة البيولوجي. just an example نعرف تونسي هو راجل كبير يعمل حاجة كي من هكا، هو بيزك يعمل PhD نتاعو في الكمبيوتر ساينس وتوا يخدم مع الميدسان في I think نيويورك ولا دي سي حاجة هكا، ياخذ لي زيماج نتاع لي سكانير وكل شيء، يعمل لهم اناليز ريكونستركسيون 3 دي، يعمل معناها لي كود سبيسيال باش تصير اون ليكتور اوتوماتيك نتاع الداتا هذه، ومن بعد يشوفوا مع لي ميدسان اسكو سي فاليد ولا بسكانير حتى كشين يعملوا في الاخر ان الجوريثم ويتباع في الاندستري بسوم عالي وكل شيء.
Exactly, Yassine. That's what I was talking about earlier.
اما ما فماش منهم برشا من الناس على خاطر لي زوبورتينيتي شويه، اما قاعدين يتحلوا افيك لو طون قاعدين يتحلوا.
Sorry guys, I have to go.
Brady, one last. Sorry, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, we hope we will have another event with better connection with more people also, because I know that we have plenty of people working in this field. They didn't join this meeting, but hopefully next time they will join, and we will have more discussion. Sorry all, I have to jump.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Noor, go ahead.
One last thing about like relationship between computer science and medical field. ثم حاجة اللي هو برشا ناس they don't consider it, especially this is like a recommendation for practicing medical staff اللي هو security, like network security, stuff like that, because we have a bunch like of connected devices of the medical field. So if any researcher reaches to you in any way to do some research on security related to all of those connected objects, including Fibeli, I even have like one device here at home. It injects. I think you guys have like this machine to inject a drug or something like that, right? Automatically, like you can schedule it, right? And those are getting connected nowadays, and the doctor just has to schedule it from, I don't know, from a tablet or whatever. So if someone wants to do research on the security of that, because now there's a bunch of hacking going on with all of those connected objects, please don't hesitate to help them. Rahu, it's very important. Nowadays, it's getting really, really serious in the security field specifically.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point, Noor. Actually, is that a field that is there anybody who is working in that field, like basically security of these medical devices in general? I know like some of the company I work for, they do like a lot of research and making sure that like in the healthcare, like basically like with IoT and connected healthcare in general, security is always given like a big like a priority. But is there a specific field that people can maybe like try to specialize like in, with like some people working on that?
To be honest, the only field that I know about that would be cybersecurity in computer science. But what's important is to be able to reach out to the right person to do that and have the correct collaboration. But there are many people that are interested in that. Like mainly, I don't know. In my previous university, we have a research group that works purely on cybersecurity in many fields, not specifically not specifically in medical field. But I would say these people are willing to go into that field. I know someone who wanted to have a startup doing that stuff, and it's basically like $1 million field to work on right now, the cybersecurity in medical field and specifically. But if I can drop an information, I would say going into cybersecurity in computer science. That's the only way right now. But what they need is collaboration from medical field, not mainly, you see.
فهمتك. I feel like computer science, IoT data science, but here applied to the medical field, probably expertise ناقصة. Yeah, it seems like a niche هكا domain probably.
It is a niche.
هو دومين جديد مع next generation sequencing وكل شيء معناها صارت لها blooming الفيلد هذيا هي data analysis. خاطر الداتا generated من research is very complex ومعناها الساينتست ما يفهمهاش كان ما عندوش the right tools اللي هي those softwares وال artificial intelligence والحكاية هذيا. معناها احنا مثال we generate histopathological images من tissues that we stain with different markers والcomplexity بتاع proteins اللي هما expressed و how many proteins we need definitely a software to be able to analyze those markers. وحتى distance ما بين these proteins ولا these cells معناها كيفاش في التيشيو معناها spatial distribution we need definitely a data scientist to help us with that. يعني this is a new field اللي هما معناها basically computer engineers وعاملين بعديك je pense data analysis masters ولا PhDs ولا كيفاش ومعناها وطيارة برشا الفيلد هذيا. مثلا كان نرجع أنا بالتوالي maybe I think about this field خاطر هي معناها مزيانة برشا وحلوة برشا وفيها برشا knowledge وتتعلم فيها برشا حاجات و there is always a biologist next to the computer engineer باش يوريه باش يقول له the needs معناها of the scientist.
This is really great information.
Sounds good.
يعطيكم الصحة الكل. If there is a ask, I would ask everyone لهنا if there are like magazines وإلا blogs وإلا certain معناها websites where like latest research وإلا things related to these new promising jobs. If there are like references, please share with us. سواء في Hanon Project ولا حتى personally and I'll share them. I feel like probably for technology I know my way. مثلا نمشي TechCrunch ولا there are top websites for latest and greatest. But في الدومين الميديكال والresearch, if there are references and websites, please share with the community. At least واحد هكا stay up to date. I appreciate everyone's time. This was really great connecting with you. This session was recorded, so other folks اللي ما نجموش join us, they'll have the opportunity to rewatch it. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. ونشكركم again, and inshallah we get to gather soon. Maybe we pick a topic ونحكيو فيه more in details like biotechnology these new jobs related to medical field. يعطيكم الصحة everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
you all.
Thank you so much everyone. Bye bye.
جوست حاجة بركة لياسين وفرح. ما نعرفش فما ويب سايت ما نعرفش كان سمعتوا بيه اسمه Student Doctor Network.
FTDS.
أي SDN.
SDN.
أي كل ما تعرفوهش ادخلوا عليه. It's a huge community of people يعني internationals وإلا locals كلهم في healthcare field.
So it's a student.
هنمش نكتبه لكم. Student Doctor.
Okay, approved. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much everyone.
No problem. Student Doctor.
Yasin.
Oui.
You're local معناها في Virginia أنت. We should meet one of the days.
أنا في Virginia for the moment. في Blacksburg.
Hey. أنا في Bethesda من Maryland.
Adam, I'll reach out to you also. Bye guys. Sorry.
Maryland.
Oh, we am. Oh, great.
Yeah, we should meet one of the days for coffee or something. Maybe. Definitely. We keep in touch إن شاء الله. مع الناس الكل مع جماعة الإيست كوست الكل إن شاء الله.
باهي إن شاء الله. أنا مش جاي نيويورك في جانفي. بالك تو نكلمك ونتقابل إن شاء الله.
Sounds good. عايشك.
ما حد في دنفر.
فرح يجي الأوستن one of those days. You're close.
Oh, yeah.
وإن شاء الله.
Texas is not far.
لا ما نجيش فار. إن شاء الله if we plan a Denver trip, I'll ping you.
Okay. It would be great.
Yasra, merci beaucoup for organizing. It was wonderful.
يعيشك.
Thank you, Yusra.
Thanks everyone. يلا
Thank you,
بسلامة.
Yusra.
سلامة
Bye-bye.
سلامة.
Bye.